Hello, welcome to Friday Sews. I'm Carol and this is Sew Carol. As always, a shout out to the lovely Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for creating the hashtag Friday Sews. A wealth of community of sewers who just chat about the things they've made, the things they're going to make, and a tiny bit about life and themselves. Thanks Jen, as always. Right, so I managed to do everything that I said I would this week, luckily. The very first thing I made was the, don't know if you remember this, I picked this up at the charity shop, this sarong, beach cover up sarong. Very simple, simple little make. I made it, it's great, I'm really pleased with it. I'd make it again actually. Obviously it was really quick to make up. I made the shorter version, as you can see, and I know I said last week that probably to save time I would just overlook all the hemming and all this front bit, but I didn't. I actually hemmed it. I hemmed the whole thing because the fabric was such a beautiful viscose, and when you ironed it and pressed it to do the hemming, it stayed, it didn't move, it was just a joy. So I was really pleased with that, and I will be wearing that on my holiday, fingers crossed, if the weather is any good. Now I also wanted to make, I had that red viscose jersey, sort of burgundy viscose jersey, and I wanted to make some comfy shorts. So I've got some very structured shorts, all linen. I just wanted something just to relax in. So I made this pattern. Many people have made this pattern. In fact, Crumpets Tea and Sewing, I'll link her, has just done a review of all summer trouser patterns, and she actually featured this one. We've both done the pants loads of times. I think I have made this one in shorts before, but I made it in some kind of stiff cotton and it was horrid. It looked lovely, but it's horrible to wear. It was really uncomfortable. So this time I made it in this jersey and I'm pleased with it. I apologise for the legs. My legs aren't the greatest, but I really, they're so comfy. They are so comfy, and I love the big deep pockets. It's a really simple make. Jersey, as I said, I made it in a woven, but better in jersey. So that was the number two thing I wanted to make. And the third thing, I don't know if you remember, but last week I showed up my hideous hat that I have to say I don't walk around in it. It's just if I'm sat reading, because quite often I wear a lot of baseball hats with my hair up in a ponytail, but I can find them quite hot. So sometimes you just want a floppy hat if you're reading, just to take the sun off your head. So I have been wearing this hat. So this is the original one I wanted to replace, that one there, which everybody agreed was too small for me. Now, thank you to a couple of people that, said try the Elbe Sorento hat, a PDF pattern. Now, everybody knows I hate downloading PDF patterns, but I will do it for a hat because it's 2 sheets and only a few things to cut out. I can sort of cope with that. So I had a go at that, and that was Lynn and Margaret that suggested that. And so I made the Sorento hat, and I was actually, okay, we'll admit that hats don't really suit me, but you need to wear something. So this was the Sorento hat. I made it double-sided, but I thought I'd show you the flowery side. So here we go. Now, I think we did probably agree that that's a better size on me than the others. I wouldn't do that bit, but I'm quite pleased with that. I also had, now lovely Jen sent me a link to another PDF pattern, and that was a Fabricland pattern. So I had a go. I couldn't access it in the UK for a start, but she very kindly sent me the proper links. I'm a bit disappointed because I used some really nice fabrics for this one. So I used some denim. It's actually a stretchy denim, and I used this beautiful, which I really loved. But I think I've made it too small. I based it the same size as the Sorento, but I think I know exactly what I've done. Anyway, I'll try it on for you, but I can kind of squeeze it down. It's fine, but it needs to be jammed on a little bit. That bit, it just doesn't suit me when I do that. Right, so that's that. Now what I think I've done is a fatal error, because I'm not used to doing PDFs all the time. I didn't, when they send you it through and there's a little square and it says it should be an inch to print actual size, I don't think I did that, and I think that this came out slightly too small because of it. So I will wear it, probably at home or in the garden or something, but it is kind of jam it on. You certainly want to wear it anywhere hot. So that was two. Thank you very much, Jen. I think I'll print it properly next time, or maybe even size up and see if that helps. But so those are the hats. Anyway, whatever happened, what these look like, they're still better than the original. So it looks like it's had enough, doesn't it? So thank you very much. They will be going on with me on my holiday. So another thing that I quickly made, I realised that I needed some more pyjama shorts. Now I've got this very basic pattern, this one here, upside down, right way, Simplicity 1563. If you haven't got this pattern, it's a really handy one to have for pyjamas, sleep shorts, I don't know what everybody calls them. I've also got a dressing gown, I've just noticed, never done that. So I've just made the shorts. Now I have to adapt this pattern quite a bit. I've chopped, even in shorts, I've had to chop 4 inches off the length and take down an inch off the waist because I think it would come up so high. So I've made those up. The reason why I like making my own sleep shorts is because if you buy them from the shops, they tend to be quite tight fitting, and you don't want that at night. You don't want to be hoiking them down all through the night. But these are quite a nice baggy, loose pair. I haven't finished them, they're nearly there. So I made those quickly last night. As you can see, I've got pins in the bottom because I'm going to do twin needle around the bottom. But it's a lovely, I think it's a double brush poly, which we don't often get here, but that'd be really nice. One thing I do, because it's quite a basic pattern, I have put a buttonhole in just either side of the waist and threaded to some nice soft elastic. You know that stuff that's sort of furry on one side and on the sort of rigid on the other. So put that through because that's nice for sleeping. And I've sort of quickly made sort of little ties just to cinch it in if I need it. And also it's a really easy way of finding which is the front and which is the back. Have you ever noticed that? That is an easy way to find out. So they will be finished, but yeah, just got to do the hem on those. I have cut out to make a top. Whether I'll get around to finishing it, I'm not sure. I've cut it out in, I didn't have enough fabric of this, which is a bit annoying, so I did have that colour there in a viscose jersey. So I'm going to try and get that finished before I go, and just maybe use a bit of this around the neckline of it just to tie the two things together. So that was that. Now I watched Stephanie from Stephanie Forel Focus last week, and she reminded me, she'd made a couple of dresses again, and she reminded me of this dress pattern which I still haven't got, didn't have, but I've just ordered it, and it's this one. This is the one she recommends, and I was really hoping I'd have it in time for my holiday, but not a chance. No way I'm going to make it within a few hours. So it's New Look 6669. I haven't made it yet. I'm desperate to make it because she's made it a lot of times and just loves the shape of it. What I thought I would do when I get back from holiday, I'm going to have a go at making it using this. Do you remember my ice creamy fabric? Because I think that could work really well. You have got sort of, the bodice is split either side for shaping. I don't think that's going to matter with the pattern at all. But it's nice and floppy, so I've got enough of it, so I think that could work. Now, I just happened to be browsing online on simplicity.com. Now, we have to wait quite a few months after you have your summer patterns in America. We have to wait until we get them over here. And I just happened to be browsing, see what was out, see what was happening, and I saw some Simplicity patterns that have come out. And I think Jen mentioned it, but I got on the message to straight away saying, I can't believe what I've just seen. Do you remember the dress, my Cinderella dress I made a couple of weeks ago? That was a quick sew pattern, and they've now released it as a Simplicity pattern. the reason I was thinking could be is the fact it's a very good way of using up bits of fabric, and it's all about that now. It's all about recycling, reusing. So actually that was a really good idea of them to redo this pattern, because of course Kwik don't do garment anymore. So if anybody was interested in making that and thought, well, I'm never going to get the pattern for that because it's Kwik, it is now being released in America first. We'll get it by winter, I would imagine, the summer patterns. So have a go at that. I will put the picture up of the simplicity number for that. So that was the thing. Now I went over to see my lovely mum and dad the other day. They live about 50 minutes away from me, the other side of Dorset. And now my mum has always sewn. She's sewn since her 20s, I think. She was a secret sewer like me, very shy about her sewing. Well, until I started doing this YouTube. Now everybody knows I sew. She's going through her stuff at the moment. She's now in her sort of mid-80s and doesn't feel like sewing too much now. And I must admit, when I'm that age, I probably won't either. So she's going through all her old stuff, and she did come across, first of all she came across, she said, do you want any zips? And I said, yeah, never say no to zips. So she's given me a chunk of zips here, which are going to be brilliant. So we've got some really good ones here, all different lengths, all different sizes, so that will go in my zip supply. Never say no to zips. And then she showed me this. Now she was a bit embarrassed. She said, don't show anybody. But these are brilliant. Now you might still be able to buy these, I don't know. But they're certainly very old. These are Y Repair pockets. The Masonico men's trouser pocket, made from extra strong material, ready for fixing. They are ready-made pockets. Really deep pockets as well. Look at this label. I've no idea of the date on there, but I love that image there, the man with his baggy trousers. It's especially made for pockets, correct cut and fitting. For what size? It's crazy, isn't it? So I won't use them, but they are, oh actually look, they're two left ones. Well, I suppose you could, yeah, make it right. So I have two of these. I don't know how old they are. They look pretty old. I don't know if you can still buy that sort of thing. I can't even figure out how you would put it into the seam of a trouser of men. Crazy, eh? No, a little I don't know, like Christmas stockings or something. So that was funny. So I had to show you those. Now, of course, we're off on holiday very shortly. We're going to France. We're going to South Brittany. I don't expect the weather to be very nice, but I have a stack of books to read. I've got another one coming with Amazon today, so I've got my books to read. I've also got to do, I obviously can't take my sewing, but I am a Gemini, my hands always need to be doing something, so I've got some crochet to take. So I dabble in a bit of knitting every now and again, and some crochet. Now, a few years ago, for when my grandsons were tiny, I crocheted them little octopuses. I'll put a picture in. And somebody that my husband works with is going to be a grandmother, and she said, oh, do you remember those octopuses you made? Can you make me two? It's for twins, so I'm going to have to make two. So I've got the head started. I got a few legs, but I put a little bell in this time. So I've got to finish this one and make another one. And all the modern mums like neutral colours, don't they? We like to order sort of different lemons and limes were the colours that we made when mine were little, but they all like all the grey neutrals. So it's going to be a octopus. I've got to make two of those, so that will keep me busy. And also I found this, it was a pattern, if anybody's interested, it was a pattern I got off Pinterest a few years ago. If anybody's interested, I'll try and find it and let you know what it is. I've also, I saw this on Pinterest as well. Oh, it looks so cute. So I might take some extra wool, and if I finish those two, I might try and make this little rattle. When I get back, I want to do a couple of those crinkly blankets. You know, the little crinkly squares for them as well, with the ribbons around the side. I'm going to try and have a go at making that. But that should keep me busy on my holiday, as well as my books. Also, I have already sussed out some fabric shops in the area we are going to. Sorry, husband, but hopefully it'll be sunny and he can sit outside and read his book or something. But I think it's Mondial Tissue, which I think translated is Global Fabrics. It looks like a big shop. There's another one as well that hopefully I'm going to go to. Last time I went to France, which was about 3 years ago, I did go into a fabric shop, quite the big one, and the way they cut fabrics for you was just unbelievable. You had to go up and queue up, and then you had a lady that walked round literally with a meter stick and a pair of scissors. So she would follow you round, and then you just point at the fabric you wanted and then say 1 meter or 2 meter. That's as much as my French would be. And she would just measure it out using this meter rule, and then not on any cutting table, and just put it on the other fabrics and just cut it up for you. And then you'd say, right, and now this one, this way, and then you show her another bit of fabric, and she'd do the same. No, crazy. I don't know how accurate their cutting was, but that seemed to be the way it worked. I just find it amusing because my French isn't that good, so I say, come this way or that way. And so we shall see. I don't know if this shop will be the same. What I will try and do is take some footage for you, definitely, just to have a quick look round. I did look on their website last night and they do some French patterns, so I might, for a laugh, I might pick up a French pattern. Now, I'm pretty good at following pictures for instructions. There's always Google Translate if I get into real trouble, but if I buy a pattern, it will be something like a simple basic top, and then that would just be a bit of fun. So I will do that. I'm going to try my best to give you a Friday sews next week in France and show you my crocheting if anyone's interested, and hopefully a bit of footage from these shops. But obviously I don't know what the signal will be like or Wi-Fi, so if I don't catch up with you next week, I'll catch up with you again when I get back. I think that's it from me. Thank you so much. I will say au revoir and hopefully see you next week. Thanks to everybody that comments. I love chatting with you. I try and reply to all the comments. I don't think I've missed one yet. I apologise if I have, but it's just great chatting with you, and you're just so useful. When I said about hats, you gave me all these sort of directions for me to go and to look for hats, so that's brilliant. So thank you, have a great week, have a great weekend. Thanks everybody, goodbye.